Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Artcasters number 491. Yep, 491. And we got kind of a cool show if you're watching on YouTube, which I guess really that's the only place. But sometimes people just listen while they're drawing and stuff. But we've got assuming it works, assuming the streaming works okay. We've got a video of kind of Designer Con, which our guest Sean and I just got back from. And we've got quite an experience to tell you. Some good, some bad, some a little ugly, some involving some creepy crawlies and things like that, which we'll get into. But I could definitely say it had its ups and downs. Nothing really. Some of that stuff had nothing to do with the con itself, but I had a blast for the most part. So we're going to kind of get into that. But first, we'll do what we always do: go around the virtual room. Oh, and also, I must have caught something, got con crud or something like that. So I'll do the best I can, kind of running the show here. But anyway, so yeah, I'm Scott Serkland. You're on my channel, so this is where you can find me online. Where you can also find. Pretty soon, I'll be starting getting into doing more recorded content on my comic book. Stay tuned for that. I also have a website, circworks.com, where you can find all of my stuff. And also I have a brand new YouTube channel called Retro Art Lab. Just search Retro Art Lab on YouTube. You can find that. That's where I'm kind of taking this Gen X stuff, remixing it, putting a weird spin on it and recreating and everything. And if that doesn't make sense, you got to go check it out and you can see what that's all about. So definitely do that. Also on my website is my comic book, Young and the Dead, Kids versus Zombie Adventure Story. I got the trade paperback. This is the full story. It's available on my website for, I think it's about $20. So definitely check that out. Josh, what about you?
Hold on a second. I had something in the mail. Let me just my goodness. You guys should have backed this thing. They had the full cases, stickers, all sorts of beautiful things.
So are you going to leave it polybagged? I mean, shrink wrapped, or are you going to open it?
The collector in me wants to leave it polybagged, but at some point I'm probably going to open it when it can actually, I want to assemble it so it's got the feeling of being at a desk or something.
Just a little hint. I mean, with those wax packs, you can kind of open them up and look at them and reseal it. It put a little bit of heat on it. Sometimes even your hand will give enough heat. If you rub it real hard, it'll seal. You can seal them back up. So just a little hint there if you want to kind of see what's inside.
That's awesome.
But thank you guys for backing the project, by the way. I didn't mention it just because they're not on my website yet. They will be. I'm trying to get them out to everyone that backed the Kickstarter, but I got a few people that haven't responded yet. So. But anyway, thank you guys.
I am seeing a lot of people respond that they got it so far, so that's good.
Okay,
that's good news. But that's exciting, Scott. They look great. It looks super professional. So
yeah, I went out, got the shrink wrap machine and all that kind of stuff. So I'm moving up in the world.
Yeah, the shrink wrap goes an extra amount. I love it.
Yeah.
That is great. Well, so if you guys haven't yet, check out Jacob's Apartment or Two Stories, my 2 graphic novels. And then also, if you're into music, check out Empty Rooms, which is the latest album that just came out under Joshua Kemble. And I'm just excited to hear about how the convention went. So yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah. Well, first let's introduce our guest, Sean.
Yes.
Sean Sautter, Seany Poo. Hey, Sean, how's it going? You've been on the show 2 or 3 times. This is, I think, your 3rd time. So why don't you reintroduce yourself? Tell everyone who you are, what you do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sean Sautter, a.k.a. Seany Poo. I am an artist, cartoonist, illustrator. I sometimes doing YouTube and social media, but I'm currently working on my debut children's chapter book. Currently still working on it. Chapter 18 out of 21. Woo, 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 woo. Slowly getting there. If you want more from Sean Sautter, go to SeanSautter.com.
Yeah, and there's a link in the description to Sean's website, so definitely click on that, or you can just type it in. You see it under his name there. So let's get started. So the way this kind of thing came about. So I've been I've been checking out like video, like con walkthroughs and stuff on Designer Con for a long time. I've heard about it through. I used to listen to like the Adventures in Design podcast, and a lot of those artists and creatives were featured on that particular podcast, and that whole kind of vinyl toy, scene, I guess. And it's more than just that. There's a lot of different elements to this particular con. It's quite a bit different, as you can see. Kind of some of the stuff that you're seeing. It's very artist focused. There's a screen printing element, gig poster elements, kind of sneaker culture, hip hop culture, but big on vinyl toys and stuff like that. But if there's no big celebrities or anything like that, the only celebrities there are like some of the big name artists and stuff, and different brands and people creating their own brands and everything. So this is a show that I've wanted to exhibit at for a while. And I didn't exhibit at the show. I just went as an attendee. But the way this came about was, Sean and I have been friends for a while. So back when I was promoting Young and the Dead, he hit me to a podcast or a live stream called Aloha Friday, a couple from Hawaii that do this live stream. And they're mostly digital collectors, but they collect all kinds of things. So they had me on just as a collector, and I promoted my thing, and we got to talking. That was about a year ago, and they had just been back from Designer Con. And so we got to talking like, oh, we got to go. It's in Vegas. We got to go. And so they're coming down from Hawaii. Sean's in Northern Arizona?
Northern Arizona.
Yeah. Sean's in Northern Arizona. I'm in, Phoenix, more or less, just west of Phoenix. But so like, oh yeah, we got to go. We got to make this happen. So anyway, so we've kind of figured it out for about a year. So I finally got to go, and I learned a lot as far as I kind of went there on sort of a fact-finding mission in some ways to see, is this a show I want to exhibit at? Just also to get inspiration, because as you guys can see from this video that's playing while we're talking, there's so much cool stuff at this con. So I got tons of ideas and things like that. Like I said, there's a little bit of a hip hop element there. And my next comic has something to do with that. So I was talking to a few artists there. I got some fun stories, and Sean and I both have some stuff that we purchased that we'll probably show off as we go. So this should be exciting. This should be a pretty fun episode. But so yeah, we made it happen. So Sean, you're part of you're a collector, but you also collect some digital stuff, and You're part of a what is it, the VV community? What is that whole community about? Just so
I would just say it's a pop culture community. It did stem, the nucleus did come from digital collecting, but I found out about this company called VV. They put out these digital goods, 3D modeled Spider-Man and Batman and all these characters, where you can go for this drop, and Spider-Man looks this way, or this way, and they're very limited. And you go for the drop, and it's kind of like a blind box on some of these drops. And after you do your purchase, you find out what you get. And getting into VV, I started to do YouTube.
Can you guys see me?
Yeah, you dropped out, but yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
All right. Sorry, go ahead, Josh. I mean, Sean.
Oh, sorry. Getting into VV, I started to do videos about digital collecting, and then that got me connected with Dee and Hanano from True Media Group.
Yeah,
they do their Aloha Fridays every Friday, and their community is amazing. They just open arms. Seany Poo, come on in. You're family. And
yeah, I got that same reception, and I don't really even collect anything digital, really. So I was really, my girlfriend went with me, Jen, and she was just like happy to meet everyone, Brandon and Dee and Hanano and basically everyone there that we were kind of hanging out with. So it was really cool. Yeah.
They're really great people, and they would have me on their live streams. I would contact them, and without any hesitation, you want us on your live stream? Let's go. And we've just developed this cool family type relationship where it's about pop culture stuff. It's both physical and digital. And we had, like you said, we had you on so we could talk about your Kickstarter project. And then there was that conversation of, what, you guys are going to decon? And the funny thing was this, VV would go to DesignerCon, and I think due to the epidemic 2020,
Right.
I think they kind of pumped the brakes. But around the time that they opened up their arms to me, they had started talking about, hey, we're going to do decon. We should do this next year. Yeah, let's get as many people as we can. And I was like, yeah. And next thing you know, 6 months later, they're like, all right, in 6 months, it's going to happen. We need to like start talking about this. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I guess I need to talk to my wife. I didn't know this was really going to happen. And so talked with the wife, and we're just like, all right, let's go do this. And so last year we drove all the way out to Vegas, not knowing, you know that thing where people online, you kind of wonder, are they the same as, in front when
Right.
you're in front of them? And we were a little worried about that, but no, our community, the people, D Hanano, the biggest bro, they're exactly who they are on screen. They're just great, genuine people. It was freaking fantastic last year to be able to wrap my arms around, to me, my new family, and go around and have a good time. And that was my first time going to decon. I never really understood. I was like, oh, DesignerCon. And after going to it, you should have seen me and my wife's eyes. We're just like, oh my gosh, this is cool. This is different. This is not like Comic-Con. This is, and you and I were kind of talking about it. It's in its own little genre. It's its own little thing. And so we had a great time last year, and immediately everyone's like, we got to do this again. We got to do this again. And like you said, we had you on, and then you're like, what? Huh, you guys are going to DesignerCon? I've been thinking about this for a while now. Do you guys mind if I, join in? We're like, heck yeah, Scott, bring it. And we made it happen. You contacted me, was like, hey, is this still going on? I'm like, yeah, let's get you inside the group, the message board. And no, it's really cool that we made this happen.
Yeah. And I've already decided I want to go back next year and everything. And so a couple of things work out. So actually my girlfriend Jen, she has a really good friend that she's known since, like, I don't know, preschool or something, that lives in Vegas, and they're kind of big time gamblers. So they get all this stuff comp. So they were able to get us our hotel room paid for. They took us out for dinner, even though we kept trying to take them out for dinner, and they said, well, we got all this money we got to spend. So we did take them out for breakfast the last day, but they took us out for a really nice dinner at this nice place. But
nice.
So they had all, and they constantly get this stuff. So we'll probably do the same thing next time. Now, Sean unfortunately didn't have the same kind of luck with his situation. So both of us kind of had some weird things that happened on the trip. For one, so I had this trip planned for a while. Now my uncle passed away like about a month ago, and he had been sick and he was in hospice. So it wasn't like a shock or anything, just to let everyone know. But like I said, it was about a month ago, and I kept asking my family when the service was going to be, and hadn't planned anything. And all of a sudden they find out that it's the weekend we're going to be in there. And I'm like, oh, do I cancel my trip? And then, so I talked to Jen, and she's like, well, let's see what we can do to do both instead of having to do one or the other. So basically we drove to Vegas. We booked a flight back to, we went there on Thursday, went to the preview night at the decon on Friday, flew back the next morning, and then flew back in at Saturday night, where there was an after party that we went to. So, and I was kind of worried with the travel, after the shutdown and everything. So, but I really, all things considered, it couldn't have gone smoother. So, but it was kind of we weren't expecting that. So So that's something hopefully we will avoid next time. Now Sean kind of he kind of had a different scenario. So I don't know. You tell as much as you want to about your situation.
So I'll start off with this.
Yeah.
Scott got there a day ahead of Seany Poo. And I was a little scared because I was like, oh, shoot, Scott's going to be there. Is he going to be able to hang out with the community? What's going to happen? Like, is he going to have the same experience as I did? And yeah, we ended up contacting Dee and Hanano. And I mean, as you heard from Scott, they opened open arms, let him in. Hey,
yeah, they were all hanging out at the food court. Most people stayed on Fremont Street. That's where we stayed, and we just met at one of the food courts down there. And yeah, like I said, everyone there was super cool. But yeah, so yeah, go ahead, Sean.
So we took off 7:30 a.m. Arizona. Took off Friday. We didn't arrive till I think it was like 1-2 o'clock in Vegas. Our check-in time was supposed to be like 4:30, 5 o'clock, but I knew that Decon was going to be opening at 5 o'clock. And so we were trying to ask them, can we check in early? They said pretty much, you'd have to call or something like that. So we just showed up. We showed up around 1:30, 2 o'clock. And I was like begging. I'm like, I'm trying to get into Decon. I want to get in line now. They've got bear bricks. They got all kinds of stuff. And they checked us in. It was really cool. Shout out to the place that we were staying. They checked us in. And we were already in contact. We were hanging out with the community. And I thought like we've got our little message board, our little group message, and it sounded like people were already heading over there. And so I just assumed, oh, the group is heading over there. We'll just get in line. So the wife and I headed over there, got in line, and I'm looking for people that I know. I ran into people that I didn't know, so I got to make new friends from the community. Shout out to Mahalo Joe. There was Mike, and there was Omi-Wan Kenobi. Shout out to them, new friends. And then got to meet BE Informant. He's another great guy. And then there was a couple from Gilbert, Arizona, that is a part of our community. And I guess they do realty. They're realtors or something like that. And just talking with them, he's like, oh, yeah, I was up in your area just last week. We need to hang out. And just super cool being in line. And the line was super long for what? I think I got there 3 o'clock. It was super long. I remember why I walked up to the front. I told my wife, babe, I'm going to be right back. Can you just stay? Yeah. So I go and walk. I get to the front of the building and I see these gentlemen. I'm like, hey, man, you guys are front line. Like, what time did you guys show up? And they're just like, we got here at noon. And we're not first in line. Line's still going inside. I'm like, what? And went back to the wife, and eventually they started, passing out passes. I finally got to see Scott in line.
Yeah, you're easy to pick out because the red hat, and you're a little tall, so I just looked over, saw that red hat. But the good thing, I mean, honestly, if I had to give people advice, unless there's something that you're trying to get into, like some drop or something that you got to be there first for, I wouldn't stand out in that line at noon because they had it set up pretty well. It was a long line, but compared to like a San Diego or something like, or even a Phoenix, they had it set up pretty well where they kind of came along, gave everyone their badges. And I was way further back than Sean. And I was still in that convention hall about 5 minutes after it started open.
Yeah,
so fast. Yeah, I wouldn't wait around unless, like I said, there's something particular trying to get in line for first or something. And I don't know if there was anything like that at the preview night anyway, but yeah.
So there was somebody from the community. His name's Video Shane. He actually works for McFarland.
Okay.
And he's a part of our community as well. He got in line at 9 a.m. because he wasn't just told. The Decon made some sort of announcement. The first 100 people in line were going to get something.
Okay.
So he waited. He was number 75, and he didn't get nothing.
Mm.
And then it was this, oh, well, it wasn't worded right. And yeah, I really feel bad. Shout out to Video Shane. Really cool dude. Feel bad for him, man.
That's hilarious. I mean, that's
so
horrible, but it's I would never do that if you're running an event. Promise something given to people that's not given. That's not good. That's not a good way to go.
But
yeah. I just draw people's attention to the screen is the after. Oh, it's gone now. Or but no, that's all right. This is or it's showing. It's going to loop back around. You get to see it again. But there were some pictures up of the after party that you missed. Unfortunately, you missed the second after party, but you went to the first. So, all right. So go ahead, Sean.
But like Scott said, we got inside fairly quickly. They've got a very oiled machine, and it's been 20 years. It was their 20-year birthday, Decon's 20-year anniversary. And yeah, we got in and we immediately went to the VV booth because we're big fans of VV. And I bought a few comic books, got some digital, digital stuff,
if you
redeemable.
Want to show some of the stuff, I've got a lot of stuff here that I picked up too. I don't know if we want to show that now or wait and show everything together in one thing, but
oops.
Show it now.
Show it now. Okay. So the VV booth, let's see. Oh, here we go. So they have
just so people know, VV, they do digital stuff. They do a lot of digital comics. They're partner with Marvel, right?
Yes. Yeah, not just Marvel, but they're also doing independent stuff.
Okay.
Evermind.
Okay, cool. It looks like that's the font from Wolverine, yeah.
So it's 247 Comics.
Okay.
That's another comic company. They don't have DC, but they do have other stuff. Have you guys heard of Schwagelhaus?
Mm-mm.
Joshua, no. Goodness, am I the only one? Anyways, he's another YouTuber that decided to do a comic book, kickstarted it, and yeah, he's on YouTube, and Vivi got him on there with his kickstarted book. And my second one was this Marvel Rivals Venom cover.
Cool.
Again, this is a Vivi exclusive. You know what? I'll just do this.
Yeah. Okay. So they also do some physical stuff in addition to the digital.
Yes. So we went from there. We got to see the community. And immediately I knew Scott wanted to go. Let's go. We got to walk this con. I could see it in Scott's eyes. He's like, I want to see stuff. And so we ended up separating from the community. And so Scott, my wife, and I, we just started going down the aisles, and it's sensory overload. There's just so much cool stuff. And I mean, just not, there's just so much stuff. There's just so much cool stuff that are just awesome to come across.
So one of the first things we came across, you might have yours with you too, but we found this booth that has all these cup of ramen soups, but there's toys inside.
I still got mine.
You got the Snoopy one. So I got the Godzilla, and then I came back and got the Frankenstein.
Oh, that's so great.
I also bought a couple other Godzillas and a little. It looks like a little cutesy penguin thing that I'm going to put in my kids' stockings, but they're really cool. So and they weren't terribly expensive. But
and they have a little ramen case, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
You get the toy, it comes in, and then there's the flavor packet, and inside the flavor packet you get a little a merit badge.
Oh, that's cool.
Way.
No.
I haven't opened mine. You guys want me to open it?
Oh, sure.
Let's do it.
Have you opened it at all?
No, not at all.
Oh, really? Yeah.
It's still sealed. Here,
and it'll tell you which ones are rare and stuff like this. One's a Decon exclusive, the Frankenstein.
That's so cool.
All right, guys. Sorry, I'm trying to throw this at everybody. So, all right, drum roll. All right, here we go. The Snoopy ramen, and look, I guess there's those that we can possibly get. Let's see.
Oh man, I hope you get a Woodstock.
Yeah, Woodstock's the best.
We'll see.
All right.
we know what this toy company's called?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
that's cool.
It's Rokimato.
That is
So they gave us
brilliant.
bags. I've got about 10 of these bags because I kept going back.
It's a winter
cool.
Snoopy.
It's a winter Snoopy, but
Is
it's
that a
New
common?
York. New York.
All
Oh,
right.
cool. Is that a common or is that more rare?
I don't know.
Does it?
Oh, hang on.
It might be one of the question mark ones. If you don't see it,
I
might
don't
be
see
a
it.
super rare. Oh, it might be like a super rare one.
Nice. I love the
Cool.
idea. Just the concept alone
Yeah,
makes me
yeah,
want to get a
yeah.
bunch of them.
Oh, this is
They have
cool.
a flavor pack in there too.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't get no flavor pack.
You didn't?
What?
Oh, maybe they don't all have them. Maybe only some of them have them.
But I mean, it's still cool. It's like a
That is
blind-
incredible.
Oh man, so cool.
That's awesome. I think that might be a rare one if it's not on the back there. All right, so cool. So anyway, so we're walking around this show floor Friday, which is a preview night. I think it was from 5 to 9 or something like that.
Yep.
And I was one of the things I was kind of worried about because I had watched, like I said, I had watched some walkthroughs, and they're saying there's no way you can see everything, and I'm kind of bummed out because I knew I wasn't going to be able to be there Saturday. But in actuality, unless you're just analyzing everything and really taking time to talk with everyone, which I talked to a lot of people. I was there. You can see everything. It's not that difficult, and I don't think I missed out a whole. There might have been some certain things because Saturday that was going on that I might have missed out on, but for me, that just leaves something for next year for me to look forward to. But anyway, so preview night was pretty cool. We walked around. Anyone that follows like Steven Silver, the character design artist, he did like characters for he did like the Kevin Smith designs for his animated show, and he did like Kim Possible, I think Danny Phantom, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, but you actually got a caricature. Well, it wasn't really a caricature, a commission from him. Do you have that, or is that?
Yes. So Seany Poo was watching Steven's stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And he's doing character sketches for people, and he's got like, you can have it this style, that style, this like 4 different art styles. And I was just like, that's so cool. And then I was just like, you know what? It was a pretty penny for, each character, but I was like, you know what? I saw that he had designed 2 very specific cartoon characters. And I was like, you know what? I got to have this. So I asked, hey, can you do Jay and Silent Bob? And they said, all right. They took my money. They took my telephone number. They said that they would contact me once it's ready. And we walked away. We kept on seeing some cool stuff. Those sneakers. We got to run into Clem from Nownish Friends.
He's the designer of those. Yeah, and he gave us a little thing, and I saw him at the after party too. I don't know where.
But I think it was less than an hour. I got a text message saying that, hey, your commission's finished and ready to pick up. So we all went back there, and they presented this.
That's
awesome.
I was shocked. I was happy. I did not know what to expect, but this is way better than I thought. Oh my goodness, Snoochie.
Yeah, so I picked. I didn't get a commission, but I did pick up some prints. So I got the Goonies print that he did, which is cool. He just does really awesome. I mean, he's a really famous character designer, obviously.
Yeah.
And then I got the View Askew. It was like buy 2 get 1 free. So
cool.
that was, and then I got this, and I'll see if I can find some place to put it. And he signed that to me and my girlfriend. So
that's great.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. It kind of goes with our mid-century modern aesthetic. So I
dig that a lot.
Yeah.
Especially he did a good job with George there. And George is a hard one.
Yeah, it's so when people work that minimally and they can still capture it. That's to me, that's really difficult. But go ahead.
I was gonna say I used to have the Jay and Silent Bob cartoon toys, and I always wondered who did this. I love this art style. I love this. It was him.
Yeah,
just so cool.
Yeah, he's such a good character artist for sure. Like, yeah, just really iconic, really good silhouettes that he works out for the figures too. It's solid.
And right next to him was this lady who did she was a really amazing animator, like character designer as well, but she also did like this needle felting. So she would have the character design, and right next to it she had this needle felting, and it was, I wish I had, there's probably a picture somewhere on this thing that goes around that's showing. But yeah, it was incredible. And so I'm not like a sneaker guy. I wear Converse All-Stars, and that's about all I wear. But there was this booth, and I forgot the name of it, but they did these awesome sneakers based on just pop culture stuff. I mean, there would be one that was like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it would have like the texture of like kind of the shell, and then it would have all the color schemes and stuff that you would find like on Ninja Turtles. They did one that was Back to the Future, and it had kind of the artwork from like the hoverboard and the plutonium case, and then like Nintendo control. I mean, these things were just amazing. I'm sure that'll show up at some point on the video, but I mean, I was just like in awe of that stuff, even though I'm not really a sneaker collector. And I'm sure those things were, prohibitively expensive, but they were really cool to look at.
That is really amazing.
Yeah.
What I loved about it was they didn't literally have to put the character on the shoe.
Oh yeah. No, most of them didn't have any kind of character.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
To be able to convey without the character what it is. You see it, and that's Woody. That's a Woody from Toy Story.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Also, I mean, I've said this for years. I don't understand why, like, anytime I go to get shoes for my son, they're the coolest shoes ever.
Yeah,
like they have like Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's shoes. Almost like kid shoes for adults. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, I've been saying that for years. Yeah, why don't they make these in adult sizes? They'd sell like crazy. So that's great.
Well, they did. They were busy. Like I went on Sunday, and most of their display was gone, and they only had a handful left. So
yeah.
So Scott, do you know if it was both pairs of shoes? Because all we saw was like one shoe. Do you know?
I'm sure they were pairs.
They were pairs? Okay.
Oh, I would imagine they'd have to be pairs.
You just buy them one at a time, so you have like Back to the Future for your left, and
I could be wrong, but I would imagine they're pairs. That's a good question, actually, that you say it, but I would imagine they're pairs.
They just seemed very expensive. A lot of work was done, but they were just beautifully just crafted.
Well, the sneaker scene, if you're there's a couple ways like collectibles that can make you lose your shirt. And like, one of them would be vinyl. Like every once in a while, man, records get up there in cost. And sneakers, man, like sneakerheads will drop more than like I would drop on like a guitar.
Yeah.
For like a good pair of sneakers, which is kind of wild to me. But then again, I don't know. They'd probably look at me buying guitars and be like, "You're insane." So I don't know. It's eye of the beholder.
Yeah. So I mean, but anyway, that was the Friday preview night. Now you went to, I didn't go to that first after party because I had to wake up and go
back home.
Yeah, go fly back home in the morning. So you went to the first party. Now what they told me, they told me I didn't miss much. They said that was kind of more of an industry party, but
yeah, I mean, it was a birthday party for Vivi. They've been in business for 5 years, so they just wanted to celebrate with the community, and they were also trying to do some sort of reward, like an award show, kind of like the Grammys or something. Like, the best Discord mod, or the best YouTube channel that promotes our stuff, and people would vote, and so they pretty much would let everyone know, hey, these are the runners up, and they got a prize if they were there. If not, I think they might have mailed it out. But it was go ahead.
Sorry, somebody in the chat asked, and I have to admit I don't know either. What does VB stand for?
VV, and he
VV.
That's why I had him show it on the comic.
Oh, it's the VV, like VEVE.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Now
Yeah.
I know. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So like I said, just they do digital goods. They started off with digital goods 3D collectibles, and then they branched off into comic books with Marvel, and they're releasing the Amazing Fantasies 15. They're all the older stuff, and
Very cool.
a few years ago, or a year or two ago, they're now actually releasing digital comics with the physical on release day.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah. But they had their little party. It was great. I think I'm getting to be the old man in the room. The music was just too loud.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was still fun. I got to meet new people. Sean from Crypto and Comics.
On the
really
screen now
cool.
is the ramen place. I just want to call that out. You can see the ramen, all the ramen stuff they had.
So amazing.
So,
but they had vouchers for free tacos. They had like a taco, food truck that was giving out food. They had like a voucher for drinks, and like I said, they gave away some free prizes. My wife was one of them that they called up, and they gave her this Ron English prototype series. It's like the frog guy. Oops, I hope I didn't show. Well, it doesn't matter. This thing doesn't even work. That frog guy, the cereal frog or whatever. I forgot what he's called. But anyways, what Ron English did. Yeah. What he did was he did some sort of drug reference or something. I don't know. And like all these characters, like Captain Crunch, he's like fat and got like a peg leg, and he did all kinds of stuff. This is one of them.
That's amazing. That's cool.
But we did the party, got to hang out with the community. As soon as the party was over and they were about to cut the cake, the wife and I were like, it's midnight, it's time to go. We gotta go get our beauty sleep. So we took off, got some In-N-Out burger, went back to where we were staying, ate it, and then went to bed. Now the next day was when all the fun happened. So we woke up late. It was 10 a.m. We got up late. Normally we don't get up that late, but we got a late start. Now I need to include this. Pretty much Decon wasn't just celebrating their 20-year anniversary. Seany Poo and his wife were celebrating their 20-year anniversary too.
Oh man. You can see why I'm bummed out when Sean finishes the story, but go ahead.
So Seany Poo's been struggling this whole time trying to figure out how do I do decon, but also, make room and, have enough time for the wife and I so we can celebrate us. And when Scott informed me about what was going on with him and he was going to have to leave Saturday, I took it as, okay, well, if Scott's not going to be here, that frees me up so that I could just focus on the wife and we could just celebrate our 20-year anniversary. So instead of going to Decon on Saturday, we would just spend the whole day together. I plan to go to Hell's Kitchen, to the Bellagio. There's like, have you guys heard of these vending machines that were cigarette vending machines?
Yeah, I remember. I'm old enough to remember those. Yeah.
Well, some companies, somebody has turned it into an art vending machine.
Oh, so cool.
What they have?
Yes, this company started by doing this with threadless artists. Weirdly enough, but yeah, I remember them.
I think it's Art-O-Mat or something like that.
Art-O-Matic, and they sell little art pieces. Yeah, that's awesome. They're like a cigarette pack size.
Yeah,
yeah.
So I wanted to find that. I'm like, I know one of these hotels has a bunch of them. And I thought that it's a cool idea that you might, you can get somebody's original art and it's in this, old school cigarette machine. And there was a lot that Seany Poo wanted to do. So I knew we were going to do Seany Poo and the wife. But I also knew at 9 o'clock, we had another after party that Seany Poo had committed to. There's no getting out of it. There's no, we're just going to not do it. Seany Poo committed. He was going to set up.
Yeah, you're going to have a table. And
yeah. So I knew that there was going to be a cutoff. I'm trying to juggle how to make everything work. So in my mind, I figured I might as well we'll start it off with gift giving. We'll start off our day and I'll give her gifts. Because why end the day off with giving gifts when she's like, oh, thank you. So tired. So great. I want to see some good, good morning expressions. So I immediately just started, showering her with gifts. One of the gifts, this is one of my favorite. I'm not going to go through all of them because they're kind of mushy, but this is one of my favorite.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
So Funko is doing their custom, Funkos. I was just going to do the wife because I can't get it down. She did a Seany Poo one and it's pretty awesome, but it's like all by himself. And so I was going to do the wife, create her. And then I found that they can do a 2-pack. And I'm like, oh, that would be so cool to like put us in, the tuxedo, the wedding dress, and it's our 20-year. And so that's what Seany Poo did.
That's cool.
And so things are going wonderful. She's happy. She's crying. Oh my gosh, Seany Poo, you got me this and that. Oh. And then our son, I'm texting our family. I'm showing them the Funko Pop because I think, they would love it. So one of our sons, he's missing us. He contacts us. Hey, can I talk to you? I really miss you. And we're like, oh, you poor little guy. Yeah, we call him. We start talking with him. And we're about to get off the phone and, start our day. And I forgot to include this. We woke up at 10 a.m. and it was pouring out there. It was pouring.
It was pouring when we left to the airport. Yeah.
Back to us talking to her son. We're about to get off the phone when my wife goes, is that? Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. No, it isn't. And I'm thinking in my head, what is this? Like a bug? Is it cockroach? Is it mouse? Like, I go and look on the side of the couch, and it is the worst of the worst nobody wants to see or bring home. We saw a bed bug.
Oh, no.
And immediately, you should have seen my wife. And we pretty much immediately we knew the jig is up. We're done. Like, we have to shut this down. We need to contain all of our stuff. Luckily, thank the comic lords that Seany Poo kept 99% of his stuff up above on counters, tables, and everywhere other than a bed. Luckily, but we still had to go to the front desk. There was a lot of people checking in. And I could have been the Darren. I could have been a Karen. Listen here. No, just kidding. Anyways, we went in there, and instead of making a spectacle out of it, we spoke quietly with an employee and asked if we can have a private conversation behind closed doors. So we ended up having the conversation, and we let them know what was going on, and we're going home. And we showed them a video that I took, and they were like, shout out to the place that we stayed, or more or less like more towards the employees. You can tell they were very like sad for us, and they were trying to do whatever they could to accommodate us. And they offered us to stay at a different hotel, but from our perspective, we looked at it as, this is like, we've been contaminated. We just need to make sure that this is locked down. We would like to go home and then make sure and double make sure we're not bringing this with us. So that's pretty much what happened. We went back to the room and just carefully just started bagging anything and everything that we were going to bring home with us. We threw away quite a bit of stuff that we're like, heck no, this ain't even worth it. And yeah, we just started our way back to Arizona.
Jeez.
And the wife was really devastated. I was sad, but at the same time, it's just, well, this is the situation. I like, there's no changing it, and I'm not risking it, and I'm not going to put anyone else at risk by, oh, well, skip everyone else. These are my wants and needs. So yeah, we took off, and on the bright side, where Seany Poo lives in a small town in northern Arizona, we don't have any like chicken places. So we were able to stop at Raising Cane's Chicken, and I got my box combo. So good. I'm telling you, there's no chicken places out here. I ate up them chicken fingers. I enjoyed every taste, mouthful. It was I'm getting like flashbacks. But afterwards, we had another how long of a drive, and we got to Holbrook, Arizona. And in Holbrook, there is a Popeye's chicken. And so Seany Poo got a Popeye's chicken sandwich. Oh, I'm happy. It made up for everything. But yeah, it pretty much, we went home, and we didn't get home until I think midnight, 1 a.m. on Sunday. And it rained all the way up to Holbrook. So,
oh man,
it was a drive where it was like, and the funny thing is, hang on guys, the funny thing is, I put some new windshield wiper blades on, and they didn't work right.
Oh,
There was
no.
just one area where it wasn't doing it.
I've had that happen with the windshield wipers. Like if you get the wrong brand or something, it's like it'll just skip like one of the most important visibility areas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I'm definitely sorry to hear that. So,
that is awful.
So I guess I'll pick up. So now that Sean's basically out of the pitch, he's home. So I kind of go in the rest of the trip, and I'll share it with you guys. So we got back into Vegas. I went to the funeral. I got to see my family and everyone, and it was good. It was good getting to see everyone and just people I hadn't seen in a long time. So we flew back into Vegas, and then it was pretty much, we had a little time when we got there, but it was pretty much to this after party where, they had said that they were going to have, a place for people to set up some tables. And I think Sean and I were the only ones that had brought a table. Of course, Sean went home, so it was just me, but I think it was kind of good because of the rain, a lot of the stuff, they had a patio, and I think that's where they're going to set us up. So they're like trying to figure out. So they set me up kind of this little tiny area in the corner right by where the stage was, where they were doing karaoke and like giveaways, prize giveaways and stuff. But dude, I mean, I think I might have made more at that per hour because I was only there for like 3.5 hours. But I probably made more per hour there than I have at most cons, maybe even Free Comic Book Day. So, I mean, I did really well. I mean, just selling wax packs and comics, and everyone at that party was super cool and just like interested in what I was doing. So sold a lot of wax packs, sold a lot of comics. And then Saturday I blew all that money on the show floor. It was cool. But it was,
that's one of the dangers of cons, by the way. Anyone out there?
I went there. I didn't
go
there really to exhibit. I went there and it was cool that I got to, even if it was at that after party and not actually the show.
Oh yeah.
But that's why I went there, was to kind of check stuff out and buy stuff and shop and things like that. What I didn't anticipate was that Jen, she was just as big on this con as I was. And she found more stuff than I did. And, she's kind of a starving graduate student. So I'm like buying all this stuff for her. And I'm like, okay, I think this is going to have to be your this is gonna have to be your birthday present coming up. But yeah, she found so much stuff because she'll graduate in May as a therapist, and eventually she'll probably have an office, and then she's got her home office too, and she hasn't really decorated. She's just buying all kinds of prints and stuff that has meaning, like as far as like for therapy wise and things like that. And like I'll break out a few of the things that she got. Like she found this person that did embroidery, and this is kind of a cool concept. This is a page from Grey's Anatomy that they embroidered.
Oh, cool.
So I thought she thought that was really cool. And then this is a really cool artist that we found. What was his name? I'll give him a shout out. Jarsarts.com, JARS Arts. And he does all kinds of cool stuff, but this is I think this is called the Time Stealer. And it's basically about like social media, how it just steals your time. But these kind of really dark, like he had these really cool, like really dark, like he had Sesame Street, but it was really dark, and like Big Bird, but it was really creepy and dark. And then but he does all kinds of stuff. And then this one is more like Instagram. So she thought that was cool. She wants to, because there's a lot of people that are addicted to social media that she's working with. And then, she's a big fan of we watched Last Airbender during COVID, and she's a big fan of that. And also we kind of have otters.
She has good taste.
Yeah. So she got those.
Who doesn't like Appa?
Yeah. And then she found this is kind of cute. She found this little dinosaur. Now this guy's art, I think it was a couple, but a lot of it was augmented reality. So if you hold up your phone, it like animates on the phone. This one didn't.
Oh, cool.
But a lot of them did. That was kind of cool. And then she found this, what is this thing? Oh yeah, this Rocky Horror Picture Show that's kind of on the sheet music.
Oh, nice.
That was kind of cool. And then she found, and she liked this. This is just I Can Save Myself, and it's a little girl knight on a horse. So
that's cool. I love that.
That's the kind of stuff she's into.
Yeah, I like that cartoon modern kind of vibe.
And this is the big one. She liked this. This is an original embroidery piece that she bought that was custom framed and everything. So, so there's stuff like that in addition to like pop culture and everything. It doesn't matter what you're into, but she found all that stuff. Plus all kinds of other stuff that she got. But yeah, and I was going around, so I'll show you some of the stuff I picked up for myself. So this is a guy, David Igo. And I followed him on Instagram. He has this line of toys that he's working on. They weren't there yet, but he had some other really cool sculptures. But this is a manga that he did.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, but he has some really cool toy sculptures, and he's working on this line. I forgot what the name of it. It's something like Monsteros or something like that. But it's a line of toys that he's working on that are kind of like a throwback to like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But they're all kind of like, there was one that was kind of like a killer whale, and they're just really cool if you're into like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff. So there was, there's a handful of comics. What's his name? Andrew McLean, who does Headlopper. I bought his trade. Let's see what else here we got.
It's cool that they have such a I always find that really fun about design conventions, because it's such a broad field that you end up with like toys and posters and like,
posters. This is from the ramen place. They gave us this poster from that ramen place. I'm a big
fan of that place already. I can what a cool concept.
So here goes the poster that I got, Scott, from that ramen place.
Oh yeah. There's another one here somewhere too. So, and then I got my son, I assume he's not watching this, but I'll just show one of them. So that artist that I showed before, the one that did those kind of creepy, like Instagram and things.
Yeah.
He kind of partners with another guy who's a sculptor, and my son paints little, figurines for like D&D and all this stuff. So this is like a kind of HP Lovecraft inspired thing. So I got some of these for Christmas.
Oh, cool.
I bought 3 of these, but they're really cool. And my son really good at like painting them up and everything. So I got some of those for him. So, you know, I'm shopping for Christmas presents, and there's just so much cool stuff. But for me, the big one was, so as you guys know, I'm getting ready to do Hip Optimus Rhyme. And I found this guy, Cheeto. I forgot his last name, but he goes by Quest One. And I dropped all my money basically at his booth. So first of all, this I got for free because I ordered so much stuff. But this is a number 40 of 50. It's like a Mazinger Z, and it's like it's like foil stamped, which is weird. Josh, since you know a little more about printing than I am, it seems like it'd be hard to do just 50 copies of something where you do foil like this, or not. I don't know.
Is the looking at that, is it the paper that's foiled?
It doesn't look like, no, I don't think the paper's foil. I think it's, no, because everything else is flat.
Oh, okay, because they didn't print flat over foil.
No, it doesn't look like it.
You can screen print, but it's not going to look that crisp.
Yeah.
So that's not a Pantone. So
yeah, but
the only two ways I would do it would be to print flat over gold, like on a gold sheet.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
well, maybe. I mean, I guess
or
it's
you
possible.
do, but that's like some fine detail to do.
Yeah, it's really nice, and like I said,
it's really cool. Yeah,
they threw that in, and then so he had a comic. I got the comic, but then these are some of the things that I got there. So this one's called Dead Shock, and it's a little. Let's see. Well, first of all, he threw in a bunch. I got like, you know, pens and stickers.
Yeah.
And all kinds of keychains and all kinds of stuff in here. And again, this is Quest One. And then, so I got this little guy. He's kind of like a hip hop guy.
Oh, I love it. And you got to raise it a little bit.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. And he signed the back on his head and everything. He's got a little weapon in there too.
Oh, that's sweet.
And then this is the big one. And I kind of slept on. There was another colorway that I wanted, and I came back and it was already gone. But this is just right up my alley, especially going in. This is the kind of stuff I want to do for Hip Optimus Rhyme. But I got this figure here. He's in a bag here. Let me open the bag. But this guy here, and
that's amazing.
He's got the sneakers and everything. But yeah, this is really what I want to, you know, I want to do for Hip Optimus Rhyme is have some cool toys like this. And so he's doing, and I showed him some of my sketches, and he showed me some stuff, and he's working on some stuff that's fairly similar. But you know, as I get going, my character designs are quite a bit different.
Yeah.
But I'm a big, you know, Mazinger Z, Great Mazinga guy. As far, I've got the big guy over here and everything, and this is kind of modeled after him, but with the hip hop edge to it. So that's cool. That's
awesome.
So I got that's some of the bigger purchases I got. But yeah, and then I got some I got a bunch of t-shirts and, you know, all kinds of stuff. But it was pretty cool. But I think, you know, what I think I realized after the show, because like I said, I kind of went into it kind of on a fact-finding mission to see if I wanted to exhibit there. And I kind of kept, and I wasn't there Saturday, so I can't make a that great of an educated decision on this. But it seemed like the Artist Alley there wasn't a whole lot of traffic there when I was going. There was some really cool stuff there. But I just had so much time walking around. I don't know that I want to exhibit. I just want to keep going, walking around. Now, having said that, I think once I get further along, especially after talking to like Quest One who did this, because I asked him some stuff about like the manufacturing, and he basically said, you know, build your brand first, and then eventually people will start connecting with you, and that's, you know, and then you start to talk to different toy people and stuff, but build it first. So anyway, but once I get further along in the comic, I think a brand like what I'm doing with like Hip Optimus Rhyme would do really well there. But I'm so far away from that. So maybe when I get to that point, instead of like an Artist Alley table, maybe get like a booth or something when I'm ready for that. But for right now, I think I just want to kind of I want to go back next year and get to go the full 3 days, check it out. but yeah, I mean, I thought it was just a really cool experience and everything. Like I said, the community that Sean introduced me to, everyone was really, gracious and accepting me into, especially someone like me who doesn't know a thing about like digital collecting or anything. But just talking to, and there were people from all over, that there was a guy who went by the name of Vibes. Everyone kind of got uses kind of their screen name. So it's kind of, I'm like, oh, what do I call you? Like, so there's this guy Vibes from the UK. Another guy, was it Ozman Collects?
Osman collects
from us. Well, he was originally from Australia,
he's from Australia, but he's in the UK.
And then people from Canada, just basically all over the place. So it was just kind of cool, getting to hang out with all these different people and stuff like that. But yeah, people come from all over the place for this con. So it's pretty cool. Now
that's awesome.
There's a couple of things that I was kind of, there was some stuff that from watching some of the other things that I think maybe they lost when they moved to Vegas. Like for one, I didn't see a Super 7 booth. I was kind of interested in looking at that. I don't really have any Super 7 stuff. I'm not that big of a collector, but I love looking at their stuff. And I've seen other videos where they've got all these kind of the reaction figures and all that kind of stuff is fun to look at. Mondo had a booth there, but it was mostly, I don't know how they were operating. It was mostly stuff in cases. And I give them a number or something, but it wasn't like, they had a few of their albums, some of the frame posters, but not a whole lot. So I was a little underwhelmed with their booth. I mean, there was some cool stuff in there. There was like these Aztec Godzilla designs and stuff that were cool to look at.
Oh, but, Scott.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interrupt. You know how you said there was no celebrities? There actually was.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah.
They had the wrong English, these high profile,
designers. Yeah.
But I believe some of the Backstreet Boys were there.
Oh, really? Well, yeah, because there's people that partner and they do toys and stuff like that. So yeah,
they did some sort of toy with them, but then also, oh shoot, Chris Brown. There you go. Dang.
Okay.
I'm like Rihanna. I don't know why I'm going there, but Chris Brown was there.
Yeah, I don't
Chris
think
Brown
I'm going to stand in line to see Chris Brown in particular, but
there was some celebrities.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, and I'm just saying it's not built around that like some of the other cons are.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I was, it was just really cool to be able to go there and kind of introduce some people to what I was doing. I kept forgetting when I went Friday, I forgot to bring, I didn't really have anything on me because people were asking. There were some interesting stories. Like I was talking to, I don't know, I was at one booth and I was looking, I think it was the guy that I was looking at I was trying to pick out some of those little figures for my son. And so I'm sitting there and I got my like Def Jam hoodie on.
Yeah.
And this guy comes up to me and he kept asking if I was somebody. Like it must have been, I thought he said Mike D. I said, you mean like from the Beastie Boys? And he's like, no, somebody. And I'm like, no, that's not me. And he goes, oh, you're lying. It's you. And I'm like, no, it's not me. And I gave him I gave him my Instagram, showed him who I was. And then another guy, when I was picking up this stuff, when I went back, because I scoped the whole thing out and realized what I wanted to get. And we went back. And then I met this guy. He also commented on my hoodie, so this is a hoodie that I actually made because I went to the Def Jam website and they didn't have that color scheme that I wanted. So I just, made it on my Cricut and the heat press and all that stuff. But so this guy comes up to me and he's like, oh, where you get that hoodie? And I told him that story. I said, well, I had to make it because they didn't have it. And he said, oh, you should have went to my website. So he's got this Instagram, or maybe it's a website, but it's called Cafe Def Jam. And he's got all he had like a pen that was like, I don't know if you know the Def Jam logo where it's the arm of the needle for the record player. But he had a pen that was that. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. So later I went on the website. It was like $2,000 because it probably had diamonds or something in it or whatever. But yeah, he had all kinds, and he was showing me sneakers. And again, I'm not a sneaker guy, but he was showing me all this stuff he had. So apparently, and he showed me pictures of him with Russell Simmons and stuff like that. So this guy was somebody, But anyway, so I got to meet him. I talked with him and I told him what I was doing and everything. So So I definitely want to do more of that and make more connections into that kind of world as I get moving on my next comic and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just super cool. I mean, I just had a, like I said, all things considered, I mean, with a funeral kind of sandwiched in between, I mean,
Yeah.
it was, other than that, I mean, it was really good. And I'm kind of bummed I didn't have the same experience, but it was good to see you out there that one night.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I feel like for artists though, like I think sometimes, we do talk about like boothing and showing at cons and stuff.
Mhm.
But I think every once in a while, like I know that for me, right now, like, once I'm done with the 230 pages I've been drawing for the last like 2 years, I'm going to be aching just to get some kind of flavor of what I love about this thing again. And I think that there is a benefit to just attending things like that just to get inspired, to get ideas, to meet people, to connect with other people. So I don't think that's a bad plan, Scott, because like it'll keep your fire. Because sometimes if all you do is booth, you can kind of forget like being a fan, like which I think is important to kind of keep that fire going. So I think that may not be a bad game plan, just to like make those connections, meet people. Plus you sold, you were able to sell at an after party and make your your spending cash. That might be the way to go.
Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to doing it again. So yeah, it was a really great experience. So I'm definitely going back here next year. I don't know about you, Sean, if you're thinking about it or
staying at the same hotel, Sean.
No.
I cannot say though.
No, don't say
the word
who it
that's in
is.
my own mind. Heck no. Goodness. Yeah, I have to consider it. If I do, I would love to go there, a day early, like on Thursday you guys went. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But it's super cool. And like you were saying, going to that event versus, instead of being a vendor and just going to it, it's a different experience. And as a creator, instead of being in this mindset, it helps you to free up the mind to get that inspiration, to get that motivation, and also to get those percolating ideas that are connecting all the webs that are inside our heads.
I just looking at the comments. So Paul Pate, once after you were talking about Backstreet Boys, he wanted to know if New Direction was there.
Yes, it's time to get the band back together, Scott.
Yeah.
We could have a toy line.
Yeah,
we could have sneakers.
We'll have to fill in Sean on what that's all about.
Oh, goodness.
It just sounds bad, Sean. When people say they want to head in a new direction, if you listen to what it sounds like, it just sounds really bad. And the great thing about that joke is it's awful. But now if you're ever at like a committee meeting or a meeting where people are talking about the company needs to move in a new direction, you'll never unhear it. So,
Yeah.
And then that exploded somehow to a boy band with me, Paul Pates, Jim Lujan, and Scott Serkland, and Corey Kerr. Who are
Gary
all
was
members.
in there. I don't know if Paul was in there.
Oh yeah, Gary's in there too.
Yeah,
I think Paul is a member. I do.
Was
if
he on
not,
the cover?
he was a groupie.
Who did the cover? Was that Jim? Right?
Jim. Yeah. If not, Paul is definitely a very tight knit groupie of the band.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, that'll have to be the next project. We'll have to do that. But I got some, I also just going through and I got some really cool idea for some different kind of merch and stuff for the new comic. And I'm looking forward to like sharing that. And yeah, I mean, there's just so much. I mean, as you guys can see, if you're just paying attention to this video that I took, this walkthrough video, there's just so much cool stuff to look at. And again, a lot of that stuff, there's probably more on Saturday that I kind of missed out on. But like they had you may have seen it. It popped up there earlier, but or it's coming up again. But they did this puppet, like a hip hop puppet show, and they were like rapping and the puppets, and it was so I saw that. That was really cool. That's when I went back on Sunday. They had that show. So but yeah, a lot of really cool stuff. I was hoping to find like an Eric B and Rakim or just a Rakim toy, but there wasn't anything like that. But I would have scooped that up. But there's a lot of Biggie Smalls and Tupac and stuff like that. I was surprised I didn't see much MF Doom. There was an MF Doom puppet, but I don't think he was for sale, and some prints, but I didn't see any MF Doom toys or so.
And he's like made for toys,
Oh yeah, for sure. Sure. So I was kind of surprised I didn't see that, but yeah, there's just tons of cool stuff there. So
I think that's great. And it's cool that it's making that connection of like, the art world and the hip hop world, which is like a big, that would open avenues into all sorts of areas like sneakerheads and stuff like that. There's all sorts of crossover with where you're going to be heading in comics. I think that's really cool.
And there's it also, there's a big gig poster scene there as well.
Oh yeah.
There's, bootlegs and licensed stuff. Like there's a tiki, there's a lot of tiki stuff there if you're in tiki. So
I would go broke.
Yeah. Like Shag, the art of Shag, he was there. He had all his stuff up. He had a really cool booth there.
That's awesome.
Out of my price range, most of it. No, there was some. He had some smaller pieces and some things that I could probably afford. But the big giant prints that he has and stuff that were, his big screen prints and stuff were a little pricey, but took up a lot of room too. But yeah, there's just a lot of cool stuff. And then of course I've got so many stickers, people handed out stickers and stuff, and then they give you one of the big things, I don't know much about it, but is the bear bricks. It's a little bear, and then they do different color, different people do it different ways, but this is the kind of the decon mascot. They gave us that with if you get a 3-day pass, you get like VIP, and they give you a bag and all that stuff. And really, as far as cons go to attend, it's really inexpensive, especially if you I did it early enough that I think for the week, and I think I paid $130 for my 3-day pass, and Jen just went the 1 day Sunday, and I think hers was only like $30. So,
interesting.
Yeah, so that just gives people more money to spend, more spending money, and when you don't have all those celebrities, charging $300 for a photo, that gives people more spending money and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I maybe I should have talked to some of the people in Artist Alley and kind of get an idea how they did and stuff, but if I knew somebody a little enough to know that they'd be honest with me. But again, I think I think I just like exhibiting until I get to that point where I can really have like a cohesive kind of brand.
Yeah.
But not that I don't have, I've got, I guess, a lot of different brands, but specifically the Hip Hoptimus Rhyme, when I get further along with that might be something I want to actually bring there and table with.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that could definitely be. You remember Yehudi, like when we had him on, and he had done that thing for his pizza delivery where he's handing out like pizzas and pizza boxes.
Oh yeah,
I could see you doing something like similar with Hip Hoptimus Rhyme, where there's a lot of connections and stuff where you could really use that to like launch the product.
Yeah, I won't mention it here, but Sean knows. We saw somebody do something that would work perfect with kind of that area I'm going, but they weren't doing any kind of hip hop thing with it. It was kind of what they were doing. It was cool, but it didn't make a lot of sense with their particular brand. But with what I'm doing, it makes perfect sense. And so I can tell you off, and eventually everyone else will see it. But I just got tons of like really cool ideas on different ways to kind of hopefully monetize this book. While I'm creating it. So I'm
and I think just the fact that it's mechs too, it's got such a collector base already there, that's great.
Dylan says a boombox. That would be cool. Yeah. Some kind of, but there's so many different ideas. That's not what it is, but it's so
I'm going to sneak preview it. It's Scott is going to have me at the booth because I am the epitome of hip hop. So just me being there, people. No, I'm just kidding. That's awesome. It sounds amazing. The footage is really cool too. I know it's like right under me, so it's been cool to see. Yeah, what a great con.
And just comparing this year compared to last year's, there was a lot more people that came.
Oh, was there?
There was a lot. Like, we went to preview night last year, and there was not a whole lot of people. There was a lot of people on preview night.
Yeah,
So,
I think they might have had a transition when they moved from Anaheim, because like I said, from the footage and stuff I saw, I think they did lose some of the some of the bigger like vendors. Like there's that Primates, which I think it's like collectible like figures and stuff, all kinds of things. But they've got a really cool brand where they've got like, it's fenced off like almost a correctional facility, and everyone in there had either has like security outfits or like convict outfits, and they're in there doing like embroidery, like they're actually like in prison doing it. It's just a really cool brand. But so they weren't there, but I've seen them on other things. But it's just cool how there was another guy that he does I don't know if you've seen him, but the vinyl, like the LA sign, the LA hand signs, but they're like Mickey Mouse hands. And his kind of thing, he had some kind of like a medical, because they do that kind of that dissection where you see it's like a cartoon, but it's dissected, and you see like the inside of the bodies of cartoon characters. And his brand was kind of like, he had like scrubs and it said like medical examiner and stuff like that. So there's a lot of people that really go in their brands, and that's, I think, to me, that's what I really dig about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
as you could see, people, and Comic Cons, I noticed even at Phoenix Comic Con, people are kind of upping their game with the look of their displays. Because I remember when I first started exhibiting, I had this my first booth. I was at that time I was doing sort of I had these monsters cards that were kind of like what do you call it? Exquisite Corpses, where it's the head, the body, and the feet.
Yeah.
And I had them up like almost like a Wheel of Fortune, where they would spin around and you can mix and match. So I went so elaborate, and there wasn't a whole lot of people doing anything like that back then. So, and I've always been into like really making cool, booth designs and stuff like that. And now,
it connects to your professional history too, because you used to like work at the WB stores, like helping those setups.
Well, I didn't work there. I designed, I would design stuff for their
But
stores.
you designed stuff for the stores and help do the installs and stuff. So it kind of makes sense like that, and kind of setting up the props and like the backgrounds for a TV show and stuff like. So I feel like that's in your blood, to kind of go that extra route.
But it's just cool to see more people embracing that, because
I
mean, really now it's a little more cutthroat. I think you need to do some stuff to stand out, and people's brands are getting a lot more cohesive. You don't see a lot of, like before, you would, there'd be a lot of people that I put them kind of at a novice as far as like kind of drawing level and stuff. And this is, I'm not big on gatekeepers and anything. And I think you got to start somewhere, and you got to definitely grow. But it's some of these cons right now. I mean, the level, and I think a lot of it has to do with the animation industry kind of imploding in certain ways, that all those artists and animators are some of the best artists out there. And I saw a lot of, like, even like I said, Steven Silver was there. And a lot of his, I think, people that he knew were also exhibiting there with their own brands. So I think they're taking their talents and creating their brands out of it. And so you got to compete with people like that.
Yeah.
So it's, people are really up in their game. So I think in most cases, if you got it, it's really not where you can just do your version. I mean, your kind of fan art. It's got to have something unique about it, some special look, something that, and really for the most part, they've all got to tie in together. Like I didn't see this booth there. They might've just been in the California, but there was a booth called Butts on Things, and it's just a bunch of I
know that guy. Like he used to be a threadless artist.
Okay.
And so Maya and I actually used to go hiking with him and his wife when we lived in Portland.
So it's a clever idea.
He started that as a bit.
Yeah.
So back because he was a t-shirt artist too. So that's how we met up. Because we were both primarily t-shirt artists. And he just did that as a bit. Like he was just doing sketches and doing it as like a social media thing initially, where he just thought it was funny to put butts on things. And then it exploded. And
Yeah.
so he just leaned into it, and it's become like this megalith.
Yeah.
Like he does exclusives for cons.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
And the whole premise is, he just puts butts on things.
Yeah. So,
it's self-selling, that's
Right.
hilarious. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's sort of my problem is I've got all these different ideas and they don't
me
always
too.
go together. So, I mean, literally to do what I would like to do, I would probably have to have like 3 different tables set up, all with 3 different brands instead of trying to mix them and just move from one table to the other. Like, there's, but because the retro stuff that I'm doing doesn't necessarily fit in with the hip hop stuff. And so it's weird, but really I think you have to have some cohesion to what you're doing. Because because people kind of hone in like, what is this? And if they can say, oh, I get it, then there you go. But if you're kind of all over the place, or you're just, there used to be the guy that just did the headshots of like superheroes and stuff. And I think now that would probably, because there's so many other people that do that kind of thing now, it's like, it's sort of their style, but it's also very similar to what they actually look like. There's not much of an original take on certain things. So you really have to bring something original to what you're doing.
I agree with that. And I think even more so with the advent of AI, because a lot of those kind of I would call them like almost like bad cover artists.
Right.
A lot of, and by cover, I mean like a cover song, at a bar.
Yeah.
It's like, imagine, that most of those guys can now just like type in a prompt and print, 50 prints and stuff. When you're competing with that, concept is going to be everything, and uniqueness and kind of like uniqueness to your style and your brand. So I agree with that entirely. And then also, we used to say this all the time, on BIPT, and that was true back then. It's true now, where it's like, when you start as a professional in illustration, you're submitting to art directors, who hire people like
just
Chris
real
Ware.
quick. I just want to point out, sorry, John, the after party, that's the footage there at the after party. So they were doing like karaoke and a bunch of giveaways and stuff. You might be able to see a little bit of my table set up right there. It's right by the thing there. But all those people really cool coming by and just checking out what I was doing and picking up stuff. And
I love that.
Yeah.
I saw the pictures on your social media too.
You got to see a little bit of the cards and stuff, but
that's amazing.
But yeah, anyway, any social media, that's probably what Jen posts, because I never post on social media. So she tags me and stuff, and that's the only reason people see me.
That's awesome. Because I saw your setup. It looked great with the folded up, like all the cards. That was a smart, movable.
And nobody asked me if they were magnets this time. At cons, everyone's like, "Oh, magnets," and I'm like, "No, these are wax packs."
Yeah. I do think also you were in a unique situation at a designer con, because a lot of people don't realize, but the design world is like Scott was saying, it's a lot more cutthroat in the sense of like talent. And so it's like, you're going to see like a variety of things, but it's all people who have like a unique perspective on what they're doing, Yeah.
Yeah. So all in all, so that's kind of my takeaway. I mean, I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to going back. Sean, other than the mishaps and stuff, and you've been there a couple of years, so you can kind of combine your 2 years, 2.5 years, or 2.25 years, and kind of give your, kind of endorsement or whatever of Designer Con, what you think about it as we roll into about our 90-minute where we're about to close everything out.
Yeah, I mean, Designer Con, I think it's a must. If you've gone to any type of Comic-Con, you're going to enjoy DCon, Designer Con. It's something different. It's refreshing. It's new, and it's just completely different. And I would go again. And awesome. Before we move on to this, Josh, what Scott said about having 3 different tables. Can you see Scott having 3 different tables? And on the first table, it's his mad scientist thing, and he's all dressed up. And then somebody's walking by, and then he's like, "Oh shoot, they're going to the next table." And he goes and runs behind. He starts changing, and he busts out into his hip hop theme with a Flavor Flav, and he's like, "Yo, yo, 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 yo," kind of like
got his clock like under the lab coat.
Oh, that's funny. That's
but
funny.
it's like the whole like Zach Morris where he set up 2 different dates and he's got to do this date and then he's like, oh, now I got to do this date. And I can totally see Scott doing that.
Totally.
That's funny.
Awesome.
That's funny. That's funny.
I do love it. You need those quick change outfits that, you know, like performers have. You just, and then it's, you know,
the Bruce Almighty.
That's funny.
I love it. I feel like, Scott, you have been developing a pretty cohesive brand, and even the wax packs, it's like I've seen that kind of build, and it's kind of been a really cool organic thing to see, but it's definitely got a cohesion to it.
Well, I think the fact that everything I do is kind of a callback to like Gen X stuff. That's usually how I tie in together. Yeah. But still it's you know, there's some variation here and there. So So but yeah, cool. So DesignerCon gets my endorsement. I'm looking to go back next year.
That looks fun.
And maybe we'll probably do a recap then. But so let's see. So Sean, let everyone know where they can find you, kind of where you're at with the book, when that might be coming out, and a little more about the book. So it's kind of from what I understand, is you're kind of going the kind of the Dave Pilkey kind of style, or Diary of a Wimpy Kid, or like kind of that type of book.
Yeah, is it Pokey? So Captain Underpants.
So that's Dave Pilkey.
Yeah. So Captain Underpants is the thing that really jumped my book off the ground, and I'm like, I read his book and I'm like, this is just amazing. It's just quick, it's easy to read, there's an image on every single page, and yeah, so that's the route that I'm trying to do. My name's Sean Sautter, aka Seany Poo, working on my debut children's book called Seany Poo and Fuji, and it's gonna be awesome. I'm on chapter 18 out of 21 chapters. I just can't wait to get this finished and share it with the world. It's been a long burn, but I can't wait to get it completed and to just share it with everybody.
Yeah. Well, when they do finish it, we'll have you definitely reach out. We'll have you back on and everything, and let everyone know more about it. So, but yeah, Sean, again, you can look under his name there and you can type in that URL and find him. Or if you just want to go on the description and click the hyperlink, you can find him that way as well. Josh, what about you? Where can what do you got?
Yeah, so 2 Stories, which is a graphic novel that tries to destigmatize hard conversations about faith and mental illness. It's hand-drawn, hand-lettered, and hand-inked, and you can get that on Amazon. And then Jacob's Apartment, which is a story about 2 polar opposite roommates that are haunted by their childhood pasts and find connection. And as they are finding connection in reality, dreams and reality start interweaving. So it's kind of like if you took Eternal Sunshine for the Spotless Mind, put it in a blender with Ghost World, and you like that flavor, Jacob's Apartment would be good. You can get that from your local bookstore or library. I always recommend have your local library order it. Librarians are the backbone of comics. And then aside from that, if you're working on comics or working on art and you want some background music, check out under my name, Joshua Kemble, Empty Rooms or No Saboteurs, and just put that on your playlist on whatever streaming platform you listen to music on. And yeah, that's basically it for my wares.
Yeah, and as far as me, you're on my channel. That's where you can find me on YouTube. There will be new content coming out when I get started back on doing my comics. But until then, you can find the Artcasters on this channel. And I do have a new YouTube channel called Retro Art Lab. Just type in Retro Art Lab. It should pop up where you can see me doing stuff like kind of like what Josh is holding up right now. There's a whole series that takes you through the whole process of creating my It Came From the Fridge wax packs. And then there's going to be coming up on that channel. There'll be remixes of some of the stuff that I've been doing recently, and new content coming up. I'm working on a collab with Kevin Cross, which is going to be really cool. So a lot of cool stuff on that new channel. So you definitely want to head over there, subscribe. Yeah, that's going to be a really cool channel. So I will have pretty soon. I'll have 2 channels doing both my comic and all the other retro stuff. So check out both of those. Also, I've got a website, Serkworks.com. That's where you can find all my stuff, my wax packs, my links to everything I'm doing. And then this show, the Artcasters, we do this show every single week. But if you want to know, and the other thing is that we Josh and I share hosting duties, so it bounces back and forth. Sometimes not back and forth because I've hosted twice in a row because
It's true.
I figured I had these footage and stuff, so I figured it'd be easier for me to do this. So I think Josh will host next time, but we are going to take a break for next week for Thanksgiving, so we'll come back after that. But if you want to know exactly when we're going to go live, who the guest is going to be, all that stuff, what day it's going to be on, because every once in a while we might have to switch to a Wednesday. It can be a little confusing, but to alleviate that, we have a newsletter. Join that newsletter. We don't spam you or anything. All we do is let you know, usually about 30 minutes or so before we go live, whose channel's going to be on, who the guest is going to be, and all that stuff, so you can find us whenever we go live. So speaking of live, I wanted to thank everyone in the live chat. Thanks for keeping everything going. And hopefully, I didn't see a whole lot of questions this time, but if you did have questions, hopefully we got to them. I know most of you guys just kind of hang out and talk amongst yourself and comment on what we're doing, but yeah, I didn't see a whole lot of questions this time. But yeah, feel free to ask questions and stuff as we go, and we'll try to address them. But thank you everyone in the chat for being here, and thank you everyone that's watching this after the fact as a recording. We appreciate you guys too. So we'll see you. Everyone have a happy Thanksgiving if you're in the U.S. Or is there any other countries that have? I think Canada has something else, but it's a different time or something like that. I don't know. If you're in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving. If you're not, happy just weekend. Have a
happy
nice
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks taking.
All right. All right. We will see you guys. We'll see you guys in a little more than a week.